Since you're so versatile in acting styles, both dramatic and comic, how do you approach the tone of a character once you determine who that person is from the script, and how is that applied to Jessica?
Oh, that's a big question. Well, tone I really leave up to my director. I mean, I know what I think when I'm reading something before I meet the director and before I'm on set, but I can kind of tell a lot, like just after maybe the first couple hours of a job, like what we're really doing. And then usually they tell you, like, oh, it's kind of like this, and like give you tone comps, and you're like, okay. But I never really try too hard to focus on, like, oh, this is a horror movie or this is a comedy, because I think it just needs to be honest, and then I let them figure out how to cut it together so that it's like tells the right story.
Beautiful. After you wrote your memoir now several years ago, and you're no longer a co-star, what did you learn about yourself at that time of putting it together that you didn't expect when you began the project?
I still feel like a co-star. I don't know. I feel
You're my star. All right.
I just feel really excited that I'm still doing it, and kind of I remember writing like slow and steady wins the race in my book, and I've always sort of felt that way, and I've tried to sort of steer my career that way as well, and I think it's been nice to be able to continue to work and continue to, because I never really like hit a, how do I say this? I've always been able to have a really varied career and play very different roles all the time, and I think it's because like from an early age I didn't totally get pigeonholed, although people think I did, but I really didn't.
You're off to the race?
Well, you're off to the, you're big now, man. What's the first thing you think about when you think about your love for acting and performance? What's the first thing you think about?
Just how much fun it is, and
cool.
Yeah,
that's
that
the
it's
best.
fun.
All right. For Edd,
oh, that's me.
How does co-directing work for you and Steven? Did you split duties or defer to the other's strengths in the process of the filmmaking?
Yeah, I think what was most fun is that we spent, Steven and I have known each other for 15 years, and we've run our business Beyond the Porch together for over a decade, and so we work together every single day on Chili Finger along with other things. So we have a really good working language. We have a similar sensibility for what we love about movies, and when it came to making Chili Finger, we had a lot of time in pre-production to work together, to storyboard, to think very specifically about what this movie was going to look like, and so what co-directing is to me is the most fun. It's having somebody to bounce ideas off that you trust with good ideas, but you also trust with bad ideas. And knowing deep down that it's not about Edd and Steven as individuals, it's like, let's make the best movie possible, and the sum of the parts is always better.
Oh, beautiful, man. So what is the origin of Chili Finger's story? Was it another source that inspired, or was it a more organic idea?
Yeah, I mean, it started from the origin of just that headline that most people are familiar with, the one found a finger in a bowl of Wendy's chili. But from there, it was incredibly freeing and, creatively rewarding to say, okay, well, what would inspire somebody to do something like that? And then what could transpire from there, and trying to find fun ways to, inject this world with unique characters and elevate the story and take it to, hopefully surprising places.
Excellent. So what was different about co-directing with Edd this time around, given that you're the writer of the story?
Yeah, I mean, I think for any director, even if you wrote the piece, you really have to throw out, the fact that you're the writer. At a certain point, you have to be like, well, now you're directing it.
Right.
So there can't ever be well, actually, Edd, I know you had this idea, but I wrote it. It is very much like, well, no, we're both directing, which means how do we translate this text and turn it into a visual media, right? So the fact that I wrote it really goes out the window at a certain point, and it's like, well, then we have to direct the thing.
Okay, so answer this question separately. What's the first thing you think about when you think about your love for storytelling and creating cinema?
Oh, gosh. I mean, Lord of the Rings was incredibly inspiring as a kid. I mean, I had all of those, 2-disc special editions, so I would watch those on repeat religiously to, all the interviews of how they made those films in New Zealand, the interviews with the craftspeople. That was very eye-opening for me, and it somewhat demystified making a movie, because I could say, oh, wait, there is a process behind this, and there are real people that have to figure out how to bring a movie to life.
Beautiful first slide. Your sir.
Yeah, well, as you asked the question, I thought first and foremost about the audience. How I grew up, I grew up a class clown. I grew up trying to captivate an audience from the moment I walked in the door. And for me, the joy of storytelling is you get to give the gift of serenity, of joy, of self-reflection, and yeah, what a privilege. Like, we got a sold-out show tonight. That's 750 people. What a gift to me and hopefully to them.
This is Patrick McDonald for HollywoodChicago.com. Copyright 2026.